Hey y'all, this is Dietra D and welcome to the Dietra D Show. This is episode 2, Boundaries Over Blood. This is a topic that has always ruffled some feathers, especially in the Black community. So, how many of you all deal with toxic family members? I know I do. And one thing I've learned in my 52, almost 53 years, family isn't always love. Sometimes it's control, chaos, drama, and toxicity. So I'll give you a little bit of my own story because I promised you all that I would also be sharing a lot of stories from my own life. So my father was a raging alcoholic and also a drug user. My parents divorced when I was really young, and my whole life my mom was a control freak. I might even go so far as to say she was a narcissist. Well, anyway, fast forward into my teens, a lot of people would constantly tell me, "Oh, well, that's your dad." Now, mind you, I hadn't been around this man for probably most of my life, but because people constantly kept nudging me and pushing me in that direction, I would give him a chance. And I did this more than once, and I would always regret it. So, just because someone it could be your father, your mother, your aunt, uncle, cousin, second, third, fourth, fifth cousin, who knows, who cares. Just because you are related to somebody, just because they're blood, as we say, that doesn't mean that you have to put up with their bullshit. If somebody is not bringing anything positive to your life, they need to go. Boundaries aren't disrespect, they're protection. And one thing that I've also learned is that love without respect is not real love, and choosing peace over family drama is not selfish, it's strength. Blood does not give anybody the right to abuse your love or your loyalty. And let me go a little deeper on this topic. People in our community, the Black community, they feel like just because you're related to somebody that you have to put up with their nonsense just because, again, well, that's your mom, well, that's your dad, that's your auntie, that's your uncle, that's grandma, that's grandpa, yada, yada, yada. You don't have to put up with nonsense from people just because you're related to them. I have seen personally, it happened to me, myself, and I've also seen plenty of other people that have almost literally gotten to the point where they wanted to commit suicide because they were so tormented. There was so much nonsense going on in their lives caused by other family members, and they just couldn't take it anymore. But they never wanted to cut the person out of their lives because, again, that's, quote, blood. Well, no. I want people in our community to realize you have every right to protect your peace. Again, just because you're related to somebody, that doesn't give them the right to take advantage of you. It doesn't give them the right to abuse you. You don't have to take that. Protect your peace at all costs. Again, that's a lesson I learned years ago. I had to go no contact with my own mother. And as much as I hated to do that, it was one of the best decisions I ever made. It's been probably about 12 years since I last talked to my mother, and it was something that had to be done. I needed to do it because she was bringing nothing but control issues, poison, nothing positive. She was a bully. So with me having my own child, I did not want that for myself anymore, and I damn sure didn't want it around my child. So I made the difficult decision when she was going on one of her many rants for the umpteenth time, it's like a little light bulb went out over my head, as Oprah used to say. I was sitting there listening to all her nonsense, and it finally occurred to me, hey, it's me and my son. I pay my own bills. I have my own house. I don't have to tolerate this disrespect. I don't have to tolerate this bullying. And at that moment, I didn't slam it down. I very gently hung the phone up, and that was it. I made the difficult decision in that moment to go no contact with my mother. And again, it was one of the best decisions that I ever made. I have not regretted it, not one single day. And that's what some of you guys need to learn how to do. You don't have to accept nonsense from somebody just because they're your mother or your father or your auntie or your uncle. Sometimes some of your biggest haters and some of the people in your life that cause the most problems are in your own family. And one thing that a lot of you guys have to stop doing, you have to stop judging other people's situations by your own. Some of you have to realize everybody did not come from a loving family. I am so happy for people that were blessed to have a loving family, a supportive family. I am happy when I see families like that. I really am. But again, some of you guys have to realize all of us were not born into those type of families. And for our own peace of mind, for our own sanity, we've had to distance ourselves. But some people still haven't done that. Some people right now at this very moment are waking up miserable because they know what the day holds for them. They're going to have to listen to some bullshit from somebody in their family that they don't want to listen to, but just because they're related to them, guess what? They're going to listen to it. And you don't have to do that. I was brought up, just sit over there in the corner, look pretty, and shut up. What you have to say is not important. Nobody cares what you think. Nobody cares what you feel. And as I got older, into my teens, into my young adulthood, my late teens, early 20s, that took a huge toll on me because when I would try to express myself, I got hit with a brick wall from people that were supposed to love me unconditionally. And at the top of that list was my mother. And do you know what that can do to your health? I mean, you literally can die from just holding stuff in because that causes a tremendous amount of stress on the body. And people still don't believe that stress kills. It does. When you hold stuff in and hold it in and hold it in and hold it in, and you're not able to express it or deal with it, if you don't get help or get away from the person or people that's causing it, it's going to kill you. And I'm telling you what I know because it almost killed me. I tried to commit suicide twice. It doesn't feel good to admit that, but I'm all about putting it out there because my voice can probably help somebody else. So I'm an open book. But yeah, I tried to commit suicide twice. Thank God I'm still here. But yeah, that's what it drove me to. So I want people, especially in our community, I want you to get it in your minds that you do not have to tolerate any kind of abuse, physical, mental, or verbal. You don't have to tolerate it just because you're related to the person that's doing it. And don't let anybody bully you into making you think that you do have to stay there, because you have other family members. They will try to talk you into staying in a dysfunctional and painful situation just because, well, that's your blood, that's your mom or your dad or your auntie or your uncle or whoever. You have other family members. They'll try to do that, but you can't listen to that. You have to tune that noise out. You have to do what's best for yourself and for your kids if you have them. Don't ever feel guilty for choosing yourself and for taking yourself out of a negative, dysfunctional, painful, abusive situation. Don't ever let anybody make you feel bad for doing that. You have every right to protect your peace. And that's a hill that I will die on. I will scream it from the rooftops, because I'm tired of seeing people period, but especially people in our community. I'm tired of seeing them suffer silently because they're suffering from abuse from the hands of a family member. I'm tired of seeing it. It doesn't have to be that way. You can get away from them. You can go no contact. You just have to make the choice. What's more important? Staying there and putting up with nonsense just because that's your family member? Or preserving your peace and living your life on your terms, being happy, doing what you want to do? You have to decide which is more important. And on that note, I'm going to wrap this up. If this resonated with anybody, subscribe, share, and leave me a comment, because I love having a conversation about this. I really do. If this resonated with you, or if you know somebody that might be going through something like this, let me know. Let's keep the conversation going. And on that note, this is Dietra D signing off for the Dietra D Show. I will see you guys. Let's see, this is Thursday. I will see you guys probably again tomorrow. Tune in. This was Boundaries Over Blood. I'll see you guys next time. Bye-bye.